Your electric cooperative is owned by you, the consumers we serve, and it's always our aim to work with you to keep electricity reliable and affordable. As a cooperative, we put members first, and that means we set rates to cover costs, not to generate profits for stockholders. The electric utility industry faces many uncertainties about new regulations and environmental requirements. New government policies, rising fuel and materials costs, and investments in power plants and transmission facilities are placing upward pressure on costs. It's more important than ever that we work together to hold down the cost of power. While power prices have stabilized somewhat in the short term, Indiana electricity rates are projected to increase 30% by the year 2020, according to the State Utility Forecasting Group at Purdue University. Because nearly 90% of Indiana's electricity is generated from coal-fired power plants, federal environmental regulations will hit the state particularly hard. Carbon regulations for power plants are once again on the agenda of Congress. A number of pending Environmental Protection Agency rules and proposals will affect the cost of electric power. Clean, reliable electricity is something we all depend on and expect at the flip of a switch. But we need to remember that there are higher costs associated with adding new environmental equipment or switching to more expensive sources of electricity. Your cooperative's power is supplied by Hoosier Energy, which meets the electricity needs of 18 distribution co-ops in southern Indiana and southeastern Illinois. Like other utilities, Hoosier Energy is confronted with the realities of significant cost pressures. While expansion of natural gas production has meant lower prices of that fuel, most Indiana power will continue to be produced more cost-effectively by coal. Fuel represents about a third of the cost of power supply. As coal contracts expired and were replaced with higher-priced supply agreements over the past 5 years, the cost of coal rose. Demand for U.S. coal across the globe is continuing to keep costs high. Meanwhile, the cost to deliver electricity through the regional grid has increased as utilities deal with a congested transmission system and aging infrastructure. Additional power sources and new transmission facilities are needed as older plants are retired from service and renewable energy is added. Major investments in the transmission grid could increase power delivery costs in the next few years. Hoosier Energy is in the midst of a 5-year work plan that requires investing $900 million in environmental facilities, renewable energy, and other power supply resources. The cost of materials and equipment such as trucks, poles, and transformers nearly doubled over the past decade. Superstorm Sandy that hit the East Coast devastated that region's electric system, but it also resulted in increased cost and delivery times on electric poles and equipment across the country. While rising energy costs are a reality, your electric cooperative is committed to working with you to reduce the impact on your electric bills. Hoosier Energy is steadily increasing its renewable energy resources. In 2014, about 70% of your co-op's power is expected to come from renewable resources, including wind, hydropower, and landfill and coal bed methane generation. However, renewable energy has limitations and can meet only a small portion of power needs. Some utilities are changing rate structures to reflect the true cost of providing power. While consumers are used to seeing a fixed rate for power all the time, when electricity is used is as important as how much you use. Electricity costs more at times of the day, month, and year when demand rises sharply, including hot summer afternoons and cold winter mornings. While there is enough power to meet needs, the cost of that power rises as more expensive generating plants are brought online to meet increased demand. You can compare this to how airline tickets are priced. You can get a better deal to fly to a Florida beach in the summer than during spring break. Timing is also important when it comes to using power. To make better use of existing power plants, cooperatives team up with consumers to use energy more efficiently and implement load control programs. These programs rely on electronic devices to cycle air conditioners and water heaters during peak times to level out usage. Energy efficiency is increasingly important as cooperatives work with consumers to minimize the impact of rate increases and delay the need to build expensive new power plants. Your electric cooperative has a number of programs that will help you better manage energy use around the house. From home weatherization and refrigeration recycling to distribution of compact fluorescent lights and rebates on heating and cooling equipment, your electric cooperative has a program that will benefit you. Your co-op is part of a partnership that has distributed 1.4 million compact fluorescent lights to consumers since 2009. This energy-efficient partnership has resulted in consumer savings of nearly $20 million and lifetime electricity savings of 325,000 megawatt-hours. In addition, carbon emissions have been reduced by 259,000 tons, the equivalent of taking more than 48,000 cars off the road for a year. Listen to this electric co-op consumer who has taken advantage of an energy management program from their cooperative.
The decision to build an Indiana Touchstone Energy home was a no-brainer for us. I went to their class, letting me see what all was going to go into the house, the extra changes, to let us know that was our best decision to go with. My experience working with the builder and the co-op itself was a very good experience. The co-op worked along with the builder during the building process, basically making a checklist for us to follow. Some of the things that were done differently to our home to make it a Touchstone Energy program home are, for instance, the extra insulation on the basement walls, the high-efficiency water heaters, the geothermal system, the insulated windows, and the insulation in the attic is R45, which is above the Indiana standard. We are very happy with our decision to build a Touchstone Energy home. The utility bills themselves are very low. The square footage of the home is around 2,400 square foot. Our average electric bill probably runs around $130 to $140. The comfort level does not vary at all, upstairs to downstairs, bedroom to living room, constant temperature all through the home. I would recommend anyone thinking about building a home to look into the Indiana Touchstone Energy home program. It pays off in the long run. It actually pays off in the short term, honestly.
Team Up to Power Down is a program from your electric cooperative to keep you up to date on energy issues while offering common sense and affordable efficiency solutions. Keeping you informed is a cooperative value that's important to us. To learn more and become part of this effort, go to facebook.com/teamuptopowerdown or contact your local electric cooperative. Electric cooperatives advocate common sense policies that balance environmental stewardship with delivering economical energy to power our nation's economy. We're also your energy partner, helping you take steps at your home and business to use your electricity more efficiently. While rising energy costs are a fact of life, your co-op is committed to helping you keep electricity affordable. When we team up, we all save.